No one had ever called him by his name that day. They just pointed, laughed, pointed again. Loser. Crybaby. Fresh meat. The hallway lockers loomed like watchtowers, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead as the pack circled him. His backpack, a too big hand-me-down, dumped its contents at his feet: textbooks, notebooks, a lone photograph of his late father. He knelt to gather them, red-faced and trembling, while the whispers swelled into jeers. "Look at him scramble," someone shouted. He froze, heart hammering, cheeks burning. "Come on, Garrett," the ringleader sneered, tall, broad-shouldered, with a smile that never reached his eyes. "You want help? Maybe I'll let you pick them up." The hallway split like waves as Garrett crawled forward, each movement a humiliation. His fingers closed around the edge of his notebook just as the boy kicked it away. Laughter echoed off the lockers. That was when Garrett saw it, his reflection in a small mirror taped above the sinks, pale, defeated, tears pooling in his eyes. The image flashed back memories: 8th grade math class, when someone shoved him off his chair; middle school soccer practice, when someone tripped him and sent him sprawling; freshman orientation, when they spilled punch on his shirt. It always started the same way: a shove, a word, a shove again. And before he knew it, he was at their mercy. He closed his eyes, forcing himself to breathe. In, out, and something inside snapped. He stood, spine rigid, shoulders squared. Without a word, he picked up his books one by one, steady, deliberate, slamming each onto his arm. The hallway fell silent. The ringleader's smile faltered. "Seriously?" he muttered. Garrett met his gaze, voice low but lethal. "Back off." No one moved. The pack shifted, uncertain. For a heartbeat, everything hung in the balance. Then Garrett turned and walked away, each step a promise: no more running. No more hiding. No more tears. That night, beneath the floorboards of his bedroom, he retrieved the journal he'd kept hidden since middle school. The one filled with every insult, every blow, every scar they'd carved into him. He opened to a blank page. And he began to write. "They broke me today. But now, I'll break them tomorrow." Garrett didn't just disappear after that hallway incident. He watched. For weeks, he became a shadow in the corridors, eyes cold, patient. Every laugh, every locker slam, every shove, it was recorded. Not just in his mind, but on a camera. He'd saved up for it for months. A tiny, hidden body cam clipped beneath his hoodie, paired with a voice recorder inside his phone case. He recorded everything. Every cruel word from Darren Wexley, the ringleader. Every mocking comment from Aiden Blake, the smirking sidekick. Every accidental trip, every shove, every fake apology. He cataloged the footage at night, editing clips, labeling them with timestamps and faces. He created folders. He started a spreadsheet. He knew their schedules. He knew where they smoked behind the gym. He knew the teacher who looked the other way. It wasn't about revenge yet. Not fully. It was about power, about reclaiming control. But the plan evolved. At school, Garrett started pretending again. Hunched shoulders, shy smiles, silence in class. Let them think he was still weak. Meanwhile, he worked out in secret. Did push-ups till his arms shook. Ran until his lungs burned. Watched videos on psychology, persuasion, manipulation. He was building something bigger. His opportunity came one rainy Tuesday. He heard Darren and Aiden laughing in the locker room, louder than usual. Then a crash. Then silence. Garrett peeked inside. No one noticed. A freshman boy, Ryan, was on the floor, lip bleeding. His gym bag was dumped over, its contents soaked in the muddy puddle near the entrance. Darren stepped over him and kicked his water bottle away like trash. That was it. Garrett had the footage. Clean, raw, undeniable. But he wasn't going to the principal. He was going to do something better. Garrett didn't sleep that night. He sat at his desk, headphones on, light dim, editing software glowing on his laptop screen. Clip after clip stitched together like a tapestry of torment. Darren's cruelty, Aiden's laughter, and their gang of sidekicks cheering in the background. No narration, no music, just raw footage. He titled the file, "What They Do When No One Watches, a Lincoln High Secret." He created a burner YouTube channel with no identifying info. No traceable metadata. He uploaded it, scheduled it to go live at 8:15 a.m., right as the first period bell rang. Then he printed flyers. Just a QR code and the words, "See who your classmates really are." He stuffed them in lockers. Taped them inside bathroom stalls. Slid one into Mr. Crosby's office mailbox. And waited. 8:23 a.m. The school Wi-Fi slowed. Whispers grew in the hallways. By third period, the video had hit 5,000 views. Someone had screen recorded it and posted it on TikTok. It was viral now, local viral, but enough to burn. Enough to sting. Darren burst into the cafeteria that lunch, his face red, voice booming. "WHO the hell posted that?" No one answered. Even his own friends avoided eye contact. Garrett sat 2 tables away, quietly eating his sandwich, eyes on his phone. Pretending to scroll, pretending not to notice the storm brewing. By the time the bell rang for fourth period, Darren and Aiden had been called to the principal's office. They didn't come back. Rumors spread like wildfire. Suspension. Possible expulsion. Parents screaming in the main office. Garrett wasn't done. This was just phase 1. After the leak, Lincoln High buzzed with a mix of thrill and fear. Garrett watched the chaos unfold from behind quiet eyes. He wasn't smug, no. That wasn't his style. But there was a calm in him now, a shift. For the first time in years, he wasn't just the joke. He was something more, a force. But Garrett knew this wasn't about humiliation. That was too easy, too shallow. He wanted Darren to feel what he had felt. Alone, ashamed, broken. So he turned the mirror. Darren had a sister, Maya. A senior. Pretty, kind, smart. The one bright spot in a cruel household. She'd helped Garrett once. Sophomore year, after one of Darren's games, she'd quietly walked him to the nurse's office and sat with him without saying a word. He never forgot that. So when he messaged her from a fake Instagram account, asking if she'd seen the video, he didn't do it to hurt her. He wanted her to know the truth. About her brother. About the pain he caused. She responded, "I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that bad." A pause. "I always knew Darren was messed up. I just didn't realize how much damage he left behind." And that's when Garrett knew. He sent her one final message. "He took everything from me. My peace, my confidence, my friends. I don't want to destroy him. I want him to see who he really is. And I want him to break under the weight of it." She never replied. But the next day, Darren didn't come to school. Darren didn't show up for a week. Rumors swirled, he was suspended, hospitalized, or maybe even transferred. Garrett knew better. Silence was louder than punishment. And Darren was drowning in it. Then one Thursday morning, Garrett walked into the auditorium to find someone already sitting alone in the front row. It was Darren. He looked nothing like the towering bully from before. His shoulders were sunken, hair disheveled, and eyes tired. He didn't look up when Garrett walked in, but he spoke. "You happy now?" Garrett didn't answer. He just sat next to him, both staring at the empty stage. "I lost everything," Darren continued. "Football's gone. My friends won't talk to me. Even Maya won't look at me. You ruined me." Garrett's jaw clenched. Not out of guilt, but from the fact that Darren still didn't get it. "You ruined yourself," he said softly. Silence again. "You don't know what it's like," Darren muttered. "Growing up in my house. My dad's fists. My mom's pills. I had no control, so I took it where I could. By crushing people like me?" Garrett snapped, eyes flashing. "I know what your life was like. But pain doesn't justify cruelty. I begged you to stop. And you laughed." Darren turned toward him, tears in his eyes. "I didn't know how to stop." Garrett stood up. "Now you do." The aftermath. Darren eventually apologized, publicly, on video. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Garrett didn't forgive him, not fully. Some scars were too deep. But something shifted. Garrett started a peer support club at school. A space for the quiet ones, the broken ones, the forgotten ones. The first person to show up? Maya. The second? Darren. He sat in the back. Never spoke, but he listened, week after week. Garrett never called him out. Never made him speak. Sometimes the loudest healing happens in silence.